that we're going to be talking about, right? Asia, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to President's Vice President's Training. My name is Kevin Guess. I am here to tell you a couple things as we get started. First thing is, you're extremely important. All Lions are extremely important. All right, you guys, I know some of you guys are new, some of you have been around for a while. I think one of the things that happens for us is that there's so much information and there's so many titles that we get lost in all that stuff. All that stuff is secondary. The most important name we have is the Lion. So even though I've had a lot of different job opportunities and different things that I've been able to do within the organization, please just call me Lion Kevin. That's the most important thing. One of the things we've been talking about in leadership is how to remove those titles so that everyone remembers that they all have a seat at the table. And the most important voice in the room is every lion in the room.
Yes.
Every lion in the room. So that's the first thing I want to talk about as president. Second thing we talk about before we get started on the material is we're going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to give you guys the information. Okay, we'll go through all the different stuff. But what this really most important is, this is an opportunity for us to be able to have a conversation, right? So we're going to go through the material, and then we're just going to have an open kind of town hall where you guys can ask Asia and I questions, and we're going to try to give you some up-to-date, everyday responses to anything that you might want to ask. Okay, does that sound reasonable? Okay, cool. So let's get started. So our district 4C4 President's Vice President Training Seminar. Of course, we want to start with our sitting district governor, Lion Cindy Zhang, our first vice district governor, Lion Jimmy Ness, and our second vice district governor, Mariah Tucker. Now, of course, this is presented by the leadership team. I have the honor and privilege of being part of the leadership team this year with PDG Mario, who oversees the global leadership team. Now, one of the things we want to talk about is all these acronyms. When you're a new Lion, all these letters, they can get very, very confusing. So one of the things we want to encourage you to do is use full names whenever you're having a conversation. When you go back and start having conversations with, oh yeah, I met PCC Kevin. They're going to look at you and you're going to see the question marks go over their head, right? What that really means is I'm a past council chair. We'll go into those details later on. But we really want to start to move away from acronyms, and as a leader, you can help set that as our standard. All right? Now, as I said, I am past council chair Kevin Guess. What that means is that last year I had the honor and privilege of being elected to oversee and work with all the district governors in California and oversee all the Lions in California. And so that was last year. This year, I am still Lion Kevin. I was Lion Kevin last year. I'll be Lion Kevin tomorrow. And I'll be Lion Kevin in the future because that's the most important thing that counts. And I'm going to emphasize that because it's one of the things that is coming all the way from our international officers that we really want to get away from setting up differences between all of us as Lions, because we're all here for the same reason. We came to serve our communities and support those in need, correct? Okay. Now, Lions Clubs International, very, very briefly. This is the quick version. Founded in 1917. Our motto, of course, is that we serve.
Yeah.
Our founder is Melvin Jones. Has anyone not heard of Melvin Jones? Everyone know who Melvin Jones is? Anybody not know who Melvin Jones is? Yes, okay, very quickly. Melvin Jones was a businessman in Chicago. And back in 108 years ago, he got a group of businessmen together and decided that they wanted to do something to help their community. That's how Lions International was founded. A couple of unique tidbits about Melvin Jones. He was asked to be the first international president. He refused. He declined. Instead, he became the secretary. And he recorded and helped set up all the basic things that we do as Lions still today, including our code of ethics, right? The basic foundational pieces that we still carry on today, all as a result of this man. And that's why the Melvin Jones Fellowship, that little pin that we get to wear when you help support Lions Clubs International Foundation, is named in his honor. Okay? All right, moving on. Global causes. We have several. They are as follows: childhood cancer, diabetes, disaster relief, environment, humanitarian efforts, hunger, vision, and youth. This year, we added 2 more causes, one being mental health and the last one being veterans. As a veteran, these are both very, very near to my heart because I actually work in mental health here in San Mateo County. So this was a huge deal for me because I get to now do Lions service as part of my career and been able to really connect Lions with some of the things we do to support many people that struggle with mental health issues and veterans issues here in San Mateo County and in San Francisco and Palo Alto. I'm going to play a little video for you if it pops up. Let's see if it works. And of course it didn't. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. And if it doesn't, we're going to move on because I don't have time. All right, so essentially, there was a video talking a little bit about our organization. Now, one of the unique tidbits, because I'm really big on tidbits, at the 100th International Convention in Chicago, the sitting governor at that time that got sworn in Chicago was our current global leadership coordinator, Mario Benavente. I was in Chicago. There were over 50,000 Lions from all over the world in Chicago for that convention. It was a heck of a day, heck of a week of service, and getting a chance to meet Lions from all over the world. Right? So let's talk a little bit about our Lions Club's international purposes. Now, I'm not going to go through each of these. I'm going to encourage you to either take a photo of this or at least look up Lions International purposes and code of ethics. They are the foundational pieces which allows us to move forward. Why is this important? Because anyone that's not modeling this, we need to be able to call that out. One of the things that we struggle with as an organization is that we have some seasoned Lions that have been in place for a long time, that forgot about the most important thing we do as Lions. Number 1, which is be open and engaging. 2, be welcoming. 3, finding a replacement and help Lions grow. And make sure that each and every single Lion in this organization feels valued, supported, and honored for the service they provide to the community. All right, does anybody have a disagreement with that? Isn't that basically what we want to do? Treat people well and treat the people that are joining us as part of this great organization to serve? Yes. When we don't see that, we have to be willing to call that out. The Code of Ethics is our supporting document that honors that. As presidents, you want to model that, right? So when you run across, maybe there's a disagreement, we still practice the democratic process. So in the course of your duties as president, we want to be inclusive. We want to make sure everyone has a voice at the table, right? And then we make a decision, a vote, a simple democratic process that makes a decision on behalf of the club. And then we all join together to support that action. Is that reasonable? Yep. Awesome. All right. An overview of our organization. Currently, we're at 1.3 million members in over 214 countries and territories throughout the world. One of the things I love about being able to do these presentations is, since we knew we were going to have a big, huge Chinese population, we made sure we added the Chinese, China in here, so you guys would feel welcome. Because hey, no, it was important. One of the things as a trainer, I get to do the photos, and this was important because when I saw the roster, I said, okay, let's make this very, very user-friendly, make you guys know that we're thinking about you. And this is one of the things we do as leaders. We want to make sure that we're speaking to the audience that's in our charge and that we're engaging, right?
How many members in China?
Oh man, now you're asking me a question I don't have the answer to. Let's put it this way. Not enough.
Okay.
But we're trying to get more. How's that?
That means membership.
Here in Multiple District 4. So Multiple District 4, brief overview. All 50 states in the country are assigned a multiple district. 1 through 50 because we have 50 states. Right? Now, 2 districts are single districts. That is Nevada and that is Hawaii. They're single districts. They don't have more than one district. They're just one district. So everybody in Hawaii is in the same district. Everybody in Nevada is in the same district. Here in California, we have 14 districts.
Wow.
And 17,000 plus Lions. Over 700 clubs in California.
It's a lot.
Well, that's important because,
It's big.
well, it's
State.
big,
State, yeah.
but what you also need to know though, is that 40 years ago, we had almost 30,000 Lions
Oh,
in over 1,200 clubs. And we're aging out.
it dwindled, yeah.
We're dwindling because people are getting older and we are not being inclusive or welcoming or creating opportunities for our young people and women to get into leadership and serve. So as presidents, that's one of the things we're asking you to do. How do we set ourselves up for our future? How do we set ourselves up for success? By making sure that we provide opportunities for everyone. Now, let's talk a little bit more about why that's important when we go through these numbers, right? The most important thing to remember is this. When you come into this organization, how many people in here run businesses? How many people in here run a business? How many people are in management? How many people have been supervisors? How many people run a house?
House.
Well, I'm sorry, if you run a house, excuse me.
You're a management.
Whoa, hold up, this is important. If you run a household,
Yeah.
you're a mom and a grandma and an auntie and uncle,
Management.
you are a CEO
Yes.
of a family.
Amen.
If you can run a house,
You can run any
you
organization.
can run an organization, because a house is an organization.
Amen.
So the point being is that everybody comes to this organization with skills. You already have the skills. What we want to do is we want to teach you and show you the platform how to lead as Lions. Right? So the first thing is the playing field is level, because we got a bunch of people in here that are all committed to do one thing: bring their own talents into the organization to help us grow and serve everywhere. Okay, let's move on. Now, this is a picture from, let's see, what is that picture from? Oh, that is in Sacramento, I believe. And that's from, that's quite some time ago. But here's a picture of our sitting governor. Now, Governor Cindy had to serve with me on my governor team 3 years ago because she was my second vice district governor. And my job as the governor was to make sure the vice governors learned and worked with me side by side to learn everything that it was going to take to be prepared to lead in the year that she became governor. I'm very proud of that fact. As presidents, your job is similar. Your job is to support your vice governors, bring them alongside of you, make sure you're signing them projects. Everything that you learn, they need to learn. Why? Because in a year or maybe 2 years, you're going to step down. So job number one, find a replacement, invest in them, give them the platform and education so they can successfully take over for you and lead moving forward seamlessly and honorably. Right? Now, why is this important? It's called succession planning. Here's our succession planning. Lion Jimmy Ness is currently in District Governor-elect school right now. Lion Mariah is in Second Vice District Governor school right now. They are learning all the duties of those positions while getting prepared to take over and lead, really, in about 7 months. In 7 months, Lion Jimmy will be flying to Hong Kong, where he will be installed as the next district governor, along with the other 750 governors from around the world. They will be installed in Hong Kong and take over to lead this district and all the districts across the world. Now, let's talk a little bit about the constitutional areas. We, United States, are constitutional area 1. We are the United States, Bermuda, the Bahamas, Constitutional Area 2 is Canada. And as you can see, it's all broken down into different areas, right? Here are our current international officers. Our president this year is Lion A.P. Singh from India. Anybody know what his motto is for this year? Is anybody aware? I'm going to share it with you. His motto this year is lead to serve and serve to lead. That's our mission. You guys as presidents, that mission is the same. We lead to serve and we serve to lead. That's a pretty powerful statement, isn't it? Let me tell you what happened when we were at International Convention this year in Orlando. President AP had about 14,000 Lions there when he got sworn in as new international president. When he was giving his speech, he took his coat off, pulled his tie off, walked down in front of all the Lions in present and talked about rolling up your sleeves and getting to work. It's a new day. This separation between officers and everyday Lions, it stops today. It's all about us, all of us. And so in the spirit of Lionism, as leaders, and that's exactly what all you presidents and vice presidents are, you are leaders. We want to model that, right? Yes, you have a title, you're the president. And it's your responsibility to create a culture, right, that honors and empowers members to have a voice and be able to serve their passion. Let me ask you a question. Imagine if, as president, you asked each and every one of your Lions, how do you want to serve your community? And then you and your members executed that plan to help that Lion serve their passion. And in return, ask each and every one of them to support the rest of the club in serving in their passions. How quick a culture shift would that be? Would we be the best known secret anymore? Absolutely not. Because people that are happy Lions tell their friends. Happy Lions say, come, let me tell you what I get to do over here. Then each of us have the opportunity to step into the community. We ask our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, people we walk in on the street, hey, listen, have you heard about Lions? Do you have a passion? If you could serve in any way, shape, or form, what would that look like? And they told you, and you said, what if I told you we have a group of people that would help you execute that? And hand in your business card. For those of you that want to move to the 21st century, you don't even need a business card anymore. There's apps with your business card on it, literally with a QR code. It will scan your card, and your name will pop up with all your information on it. You will get an email, and you can set up your emails that way. That's what I do, because as council chair last year, I met so many people, I kept running out of business cards, so I had to come up with a different way. So having that phone, that's your freedom. You have a quick conversation, hey, let me get your contact information. You got your card? Turn on your phone. Bing, there it is. The other thing that we're unique to in California is that every year, the international president comes to California. Does anybody know why?
We have to pick this up here?
No. The reason why the president always comes is because we have the Lions float at the Rose Parade in Pasadena every January 1st. And the international president rides on that float. So, the last week of December, the international president and his partner in service will be flying to California for a week to participate in activities. Guess what? Every single one of you can be there if you want to be there. It's open to any Lion to come. I went to my first visitation as a new Lion back in 2013. I've been a Lion for like 4 months. And I went to Pasadena and got a chance to meet the international president and participate in the activities. So I want to encourage you guys to look up Lions Float Incorporated. It is the Lions Float. It is our float. Every year it's in the parade, and it touches approximately 1.2 billion people around the world see our float every year. It's the biggest and best advertisement we have as Lions to get the word about what we do.
How do we sign up for that?
We'll talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
Okay? Now, every February, we have a state convention. How many of you guys have any of you been to our district convention yet in Reading? So we have a district convention every May in Reading. You guys are all welcome to come. It is literally a 4-day celebration of all of us getting together to be able to share. We greet the new governor. There's some awards, there's skits, there's an international food fair. We have an international guest. It's an incredible experience. I hope you guys will experience it. But in addition, you are also welcome to attend the state convention, which happens every February. Our international guest this year is going to be our first international Vice President, Mark Lyon from Connecticut. He is going to be our guest. 2 years ago in Riverside, AP Singh was our guest. We get international officers in California, and every single one of you have the opportunity to come to those events. All you have to do is sign up. I'll make sure that Asia gets you guys the information, and the governor can get you this information if you're interested. Our international guest last year at our state convention, my council chair year, was our second international vice president, Manoj Shah from Kenya. And he spent a week with us down in Visalia. And so one of the great things that happens for us in California because of the commitment that we made to Lions International, the cutting edge training that we're providing, the fact that we're generally first in all things, including fundraiser across Constitutional Area 1, we have the honor of getting the international president. Last year at the Rose Parade in Pasadena, I had the honor of spending some time with our immediate past international president, last year's president, Francisco Oliveira, and was at dinner with him as him and his wife celebrated their wedding anniversary. These opportunities arise for all of us. Trust me, 11 years ago, I was sitting in the same chair you were, well, actually 13 years ago, as a charter president of the National Veterans Lions Club. How did I end up here? Two simple things. One, somebody tapped me on the shoulder like I'm tapping you on the shoulder and telling you guys you are valued, you're experienced. The only difference between you and me is absolutely nothing. What I did do was I took 15 minutes once or twice a week and read about Lions. And we're going to talk about some of the opportunities that are available to you through Lions International that you guys have access to. Okay, moving on. Currently, our highest ranking honored person in our district is past International Director Ken Ibarra from C4 San Bruno Lions. He just came off being the responsible for all the international activities with our international guests yearly because we have a new international director, and that is Lions Liz Crook from our neighbor to the south, C6, who is now a sitting international director. She was elected in Orlando this past summer. So for the next 2 years, she'll be sitting on the international board. She holds one of the 34 board seats for Lions have from around the world. And then, so here's an idea of how these districts break up. This is a picture of our map. Now that Nevada thing is not correct, that is incorrect. All those Lions clubs in California that are in that brown section, they have the opportunity to pick which district they wanted to come to because we closed that district 3 years ago, all right? But here we are, one of the smallest districts area-wise, but the largest amount of Lions in California. Now, why is that important for us to understand? I have a challenge for you, presidents and vice presidents. You see that our neighbors just across the Golden Gate Bridge have to travel all the way to the Oregon border to visit their clubs. That's what the governor and vice governors have to do. You see the area of C1, how far they have to travel to reach clubs. They have clubs that if they don't get to before the winter hits, they can't get across the mountains to reach those clubs. So when somebody says, oh, I can't make it over here, it's too far, please. We have Lions in some cases have to travel 4.5 hours to reach another club for a visitation. We are sitting in a very, very unique and very, very special position that we can reach each other literally within an hour, even in traffic. So if anyone tells you how difficult it is, we want to use this map to show them that we have Lions committed all over the state that are willing to travel as far as they need to reach Lions and carry the message and serve their communities. And so we have to take advantage of the fact that we are so close and we are so connected to build these alliances, build these relationships, build these opportunities to serve everywhere in San Francisco, San Mateo County, and Palo Alto. Agreed?
So we have no excuse, huh?
I beg your pardon?
So we have no excuse.
We have no excuse, thank you. Very, 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 very well put, no excuse. All right, so we have what we call endorsed projects. Some of them you're aware of is the Lions Out Foundation, Eye Foundation of California, Nevada, which is up in San Francisco. It was founded by Lions in this district. We have Canine Companions for Independence, which is in Santa Rosa. They supply dogs, guide dogs, and service dogs to people that are struggling with emotional issues, PTSD, and people that need help because they have issues with blindness. We have other areas. Lions in Sight is the warehouse in Vallejo where we take all the glasses that we collect every year during our glasses drive and drive them up to Vallejo, where they are processed, identified, and they are able to ship throughout the world. One of the cool things that happened this year in Orlando, Florida, was at the state level this year, our state level marketing team created a Helen Keller challenge, which was, the onus was I challenged them to honor Helen Keller this year because it was the 100th anniversary. Is everybody familiar with Helen Keller and her tie to Lions? Let's talk about that right quick. So back in 1925 in Cedar Point, Ohio, Helen Keller traveled to that convention and challenged the Lions to become Knights of the Blind. That was our first core cause, which is why you always see vision first. That's how we became the people known for white canes and helping people with dealing with sight issues. That's where it started. Now we've grown to these other 9 areas of core service causes that we use, but the first and original one came from Helen Keller in 1925, when we were asked to become Knights of the Blind. Now, the reason that's important was last year was the 100th anniversary, and this year is the 100th anniversary of her making that challenge to the Lions of the World. And so the marketing team from Multiple District 4 challenged everyone to support the Helen Keller 2.0 challenge, and it went worldwide, resulting in the Lions of California organizing 25 suitcases full of glasses, bringing them to Orlando, Florida, doing a warm handoff to the Lions of Nigeria, and they received all these glasses. It was a huge ceremony. They did it right there at the stairs where all these people were involved, and it was so popular that now other Lions from around some of these third world countries are now asking the Lions of the United States if we can help them with glasses. So what happened as a simple idea turned into a worldwide movement, all started right here in California. So these opportunities to support these groups, and as you can see, there's a Lions Rose Float. It's also an endorsed project of the district, right? So we have these opportunities to have these other community partners that are doing great works that we actually collaborate with to provide more needed services and to be able to, maybe something on this speaks to your heart that you want to support in addition to the things that you're doing in your communities. Here's the opportunities that I provide. All right, we also have Lions Clubs International Foundation. How many people are aware of Lions Clubs International Foundation? Lions Clubs International Foundation is the fundraising arm for Lions International. It is totally separate, kind of like your clubs are. So if you have a administrative account and then you have a 501c3 in your club, it's the same thing for Lions. Okay? So this is our foundation. Why is that important? Because as Lions, you and your club have opportunities to ask for a multitude of different grants. I encourage you to take the opportunity to either let me know, because I'm actually one of the California Lions Foundation coordinators for the state of California for this year. And then we have Lion Amy Fink and Lion Mike Cafaro, who are the district LCIF coordinators. Now let's talk a little bit about the basics of your position as president, okay? First off, as a local Lions Club, you are the basic unit of the organization. This organization does not function, will not survive without you. Why is that important? Because even though I've had these other titles, I'm a member of the Peninsula Veterans Lions Club. I attend every meeting that I possibly can, unless there's a conflict or I have something that has a greater cause. but because that club is solvent, and because we have foundational pieces, that club is able to run no matter who's there, right? We have to make sure that our club can function even if we're not there. So that's why it's important to share and teach so everybody knows how the club functions. If everybody knows how the club functions, then you can simply tap one of your vice presidents on the shoulder and say, look, I've got a family emergency, I've got to be out of the country, whatever, please run the meeting, and it runs smoothly, because no one person should be able to bring a club to a halt, should it? So we have to be willing to share this information and empower everyone, and we all learn and grow together. As a club president, whether for 1 year or 2 years or more, you are the face of the club. You're a member of the district governor's advisory team, which means you have direct access to speak with the governor. Hopefully through your region and zone chairs, because you guys are each assigned a region chair and a zone chair to support you. So any issue you may have, any support you might need, you have a service project, you want somebody to attend, you don't have enough people, please contact these folks that are assigned to provide support with you. We hopefully want to see you at our district meetings. They used to be called cabinet meetings, but we changed that because they're not cabinet meetings. They're district meetings. They're for you. They're not for the cabinet. They're for the Lions. We've tried to be intentional in changing the narrative and make sure that we have the wording that's appropriate to support each and every Lion. As presidents and vice president, your job is to attend those meetings and bring your members. It's an opportunity for you to meet all these other Lions, all these different cultures, and all these different ideas, and all these different programs from around our district. So please take the opportunity to support that. And if you can't make a district meeting, or you can't make a Peninsula Council meeting, or a San Francisco Council meeting, please make sure you send somebody so that they can bring that information back to what's going on. All right, now, the bell and the gavel. As the president and vice president, this is a symbol of your club's decision to elect you to lead them, right? They didn't elect us king. They didn't elect us queen. They elected us to lead. And if we lead with a lion's heart, and we lead with intention, making sure that we're empowering our lions to have a voice, to honor their willingness to speak, to find that quiet lion in the corner that doesn't even know they have a voice yet, but probably has something to say. If you can execute that, you win and they win. The next great idea for your club might be coming from that quiet lion that hasn't said anything yet, because we haven't encouraged them to speak, right? So we have to, as leaders, ensure and make it our mission to empower everyone to have a voice. Because why? Happy lions stay. If you got a lion that's sitting in a corner and hasn't said anything for 2 years, and all of a sudden you don't see him anymore, well, you might want to take a look at that, because that means we didn't engage them. We didn't make them feel welcome. We didn't let them know that they're valued. As the leader of your club and as the leaders of your club, that is on you. We have to set that tone. You have the moral authority to be the leader of your club. You are elected by your club. Don't be afraid to lead. While you were sitting there waiting your turn, I'm sure you saw stuff that said, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I agree with that. Well, now that you're running it, let's make sure you make those corrections. Let's talk about we. Let's not talk about me. Let's not talk about I. Let's talk about we. Why? Because a team. If we approach team, we promote team. We insist on team. We honor team. Now we have everybody unified and feeling like they have a part, right? Because a team gets more work done. A team is more effective, right? A team has people smiling because they feel a part of. Now, other roles, you're a planner, organizer, motivator, communicator, parliamentarian, and most importantly, mentor. How many people in this room have a mentor that helped them get to where they're at in this room, in this club? Who cocked you on the shoulder and asked you to join the organization? Nobody talked to you, you just walked in the door? Nobody, no, you guys that aren't raising your hand aren't paying
Yes,
attention?
sir.
Nobody tapped you on the shoulder and said, hey, come join Lions? Then hopefully you have a mentor. And if the person that's supposed to be helping you is not doing the things you want them to do, then find somebody. Ask questions. Right? We have a multitude of leaders that are happy to serve. Asia can tell you, Grace can tell you, because Grace was around when I was a governor, and some of you guys that don't know me that well. If you call me, I answer my phone. I did that as a governor. I'm telling you, that's my promise to you as a Lion and as a fellow Lion. If you call me and have a question, if I don't have the answer, I'm going to help you find it. But if you call me, I'm going to answer my phone. I encourage you to do the same. Lions have to know they can pick up the phone and call someone. And please remember, you don't have to have the answers. You just have to be willing to follow up, follow through, get back to them once you get the message and get the answer. Okay? All right. Clubs officers' responsibilities. Now, we're halfway through the year. Some of you guys are new, but some of you guys have also, like I said, you guys are already organized. So one of the things this allows you to do, okay, it allows you to kind of have a template. So one of the things I encourage you to do, what I do is I have in my Google Forms, I actually have a task list. There's a task list you can pull up. And you can just type in all the things you need to do, and it says, in progress, haven't started, completed. There's a lot of stuff coming at you. You're still working. You're still trying to run your businesses. You're still moms. You're still taking care of family. We got grandkids. The phone's ringing all the time. Somebody's car broke down. My granddaughter called me yesterday from Houston talking about her car broke down. I had a fork over $400. Right? So life is still showing up. So you're not going to be able to keep track of all the things that are happening. So I encourage you to have some kind of list. The other thing I want to talk to you about that's really important on top of all these responsibilities is, pull up my phone right now in my notes. I have everything listed. If there's passwords, it's in there. I don't have my bank account stuff, but I have all my passwords, everything I need to do, because there's so much stuff and you can't keep track of it all. So make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Put your Lions Club number in your notes. So when someone asks you, you can open your phone and pull it up. I have mine sitting there. Same thing with your club. If you got a spouse, put their stuff in there too, because you might be filling out a form for both of you because you're going to go somewhere. You need the information. Let's work smart, not make it too hard. All right. Remember, you are the public face of your club. I want to repeat that. You're the public face of your club. You represent your club. You're the president. You're the vice president. You're a leader. People are watching. Right? How do you carry yourself? Right? Are you being inclusive? A big one. Are you able to say, I didn't handle that very well, but let me show you what I learned and I'm going to get better. You don't have to have all the answers, and this is not about perfection. What it is having a willingness to take ownership. You know what leaders do? Leaders make sure that their members get all the praise, and when things go wrong, leaders take the blame. Rule number one, I'm going to repeat myself. Real leaders make sure the Lions that you work with get all the credit for success, because you didn't do it, they did it. You just helped set the bar, and hopefully they met it. When things go wrong, though, as a leader, that's on me. And I'm willing to stand up and say that's on me, because that's leadership. Okay? Our council meetings. The Peninsula Council of Lions meets once a month. The San Francisco Coordinating Council of Lions Clubs meets once a month. Why is this important? Well, to be perfectly honest, these are the only two district committees that actually have an officer system. The reason that was created is because their two principal functions are to run our annual police, fire, and sheriff's award every year. Because of that caveat, they are allowed to work officers, because it's a huge task to put on those two events year to year. But at the end of the day, those officers and these two groups are committees. They're committees under the direction of the sitting district governor. okay? Now, what it also is, allows, these monthly meetings allows for you to go attend those meetings. Say you have a project that's coming up, you don't have enough help, this is a perfect opportunity to show up and say, look, I could use some people. Or, we don't have enough people, we'd like to join in and maybe do a joint project with someone. Here's the information on all the activities that we have coming up in the future. I'm interested in getting some more training. Can anybody show me how to get into the Lions Learning Center? There are training opportunities for emerging Lions, Lions leadership. We're gonna talk a little bit about that later on, that every single one of you have the opportunity for. You wanna increase your knowledge as a Lion and actually get corporate level training that would cost you $1,000 anywhere else? I encourage you to take a look at some of the training that Lions offers. I started off 13 years ago. As a result of the training opportunities that are provided by Lions International, I'm sitting as a department head working in my company now, and those training modules that I was actually put on my resume, as far as leadership and being part of the Lions faculty as a teacher, absolutely improved my chances when I went in the interview process. So I encourage you to take advantage of those. We also have region and zone meetings. If your region chair and zone chair hasn't reached out to you, well, you guys have an ace in the hole, and that's Lion Asia sitting back here. Everybody knows Lion Asia, and the reason I know that is because Lion Asia shows up to everything.
You guys should do it too, you know.
And if you show up to everything, you're not gonna miss anything. But now that's kind of a far reach, but Lion Asia is one of our future rock stars. He's gonna be a governor someday. There's no doubt in my mind, because he's put in the time. And I'm also gonna brag on him a little bit more. Lion Asia, 2 years ago, he attended the Emerging Lions Leadership Institute, the Regional Lions Leadership Institute, and excelled so well that we put him in to go to faculty development. He didn't get in, but he was the first alternate, all in 1 year, because he put in the time and the effort, and now he just got back from FDI, and now he's a certified instructor. All those opportunities are also available to you, okay?
Take a look.
Now, in addition to our district cabinet meetings, which are essentially our district meetings, there's also our state convention, what I mentioned. Please, if you don't have access, look on your weekly thread. Does everybody get an email every Sunday evening to the weekly thread? Yep. You guys that are in the back on your phones, I'm gonna start calling you out. If you're on your phone in the back of the room, I'm gonna call you out. See, she's so busy, she's not even hearing me. You're back on the room on your phone and not paying attention, I'm calling you out. All right, so, what is one of the things that also is very, very important? Yes, we want to be serious, but what's the most important thing that we're also supposed to be doing in here? You guys just exhibited it. You just exhibited it just now. What is it? Have fun.
Have fun.
Yes, yes, this is training, but it's also want to have fun. Yes, I'm calling you out, but I'm also doing it in a way that makes you inclusive. I'm not going to sit up here like some professor and get to making people feel uncomfortable. We have to be willing to make sure, right, that we're having fun.
I'm not the president of my club.
That's okay.
Because she's very far away. She sent me a couple of questions. Let me ask you.
Excellent.
That's why
But
I
you know
was
what?
out.
But you know what?
That's good.
You don't have to be a president to be in this training. Okay?
Yeah, I really
So
have
no apology not necessary. Thank you for being here. The fact that you're here shows me everything. That was just me trying to lighten up the mood. Because as long as you're here, you might as well get the training, because it's an opportunity for you to learn. So you're going to be light years ahead of all the other Lions in your club because you actually attended this training. So you might as well get it now. Any Lion is eligible to attend any training. There are no closed doors. If there's a training and you want to learn about it, show up. Period. Okay? All right. Be a leader. What does that mean? Well, I've talked about it extensively, and I'm kind of one of those persons. I'm very intentional in what I share because, again, even though that I'm a past district governor and I'm a past council chair and I've done this and I've done that. I've been on GLT and I've been on GMT and all that. At the end of the day, everything that my whole base was the fact that I was elected a charter president. I was the first president of my club. We had all new Lions, 26 of us. None of us knew anything about Lions, except we wanted to serve veterans. So, as a charter president, my job was not just to learn, but also make sure everyone else learned right along with me. Right? That's our principal goal. If you learn something, please bring it back and share it to your club. If you get some pushback, and you get some of those that aren't interested, that's fine. Roll with the ones that are paying attention. You're not gonna get everybody, but trust me, there are gonna be people in the room that are looking at you, and they're gonna hear your message, they're gonna hear the information. Those are the ones we wanna reach out to, because you know what? It's not cookie cutter. Everybody comes from different areas, everybody's got their own predisposed ideas about what leadership is. Everybody doesn't wanna jump to the front and lead. But we do want to make sure that we're providing information for those that do, because trust me, you're really speaking to that quiet lion that doesn't even know they're a leader yet. Right? And there's lots of us. They're all out there. Right? Okay. Don't be afraid of failure, because it's impossible to fail. How do you fail when you're a volunteer and you're showing up to help people?
Oh, you don't.
You don't.
No.
Did you show up? Then you're in the right place and you won, because you're here. Do you show up for your community?
Yeah.
Do you show up for your fellow Lions? When there's an event, are you present? When you get invited to someone else and you have a clear schedule, do you show up? Then you don't fail. Your willingness to show up to help others is the victory. It's always a victory, no matter how small. Second one, are you going to achieve all your goals? No. But what you have done is you've added foundational pieces to that platform for your club, right? So whatever you're able to be successful with, if you've got your vice presidents there with you and your club members are aware and you set your goals about where you're trying to go, then the two people following behind you, all you have to do is pick up the ball and keep building, right? So it's not about completing everything. It's about setting those foundational pieces to help your club build a solid foundation for long-term success. Of course, you're going to have failures. If you don't have failures, how are you going to learn how to adapt and do better next time? We all have failures. But is it actually failures, or is it learning? It's not a failure. Okay, so this didn't go so well. Okay, so we do a debrief. What went well? What didn't go well? What can we do to modify, adapt, and do better the next time around? So every situation is a learning opportunity for us, right? That happens in our homes, it happens in our businesses, it happens every day. There's no such thing as failure. It's all about opportunity and a willingness to take a look at exactly what happened, put it on paper, develop a plan, and keep pushing forward. Just do your best and enjoy your year. At the end of your term, you will have accomplished some very good things, and had some great experiences. And you stepped out of your comfort zone. You did something that was uncomfortable, and you showed up. You can build some really, really positive, solid, foundational, personal pieces of your personal foundation on that. Okay? We are all a work in progress. I'm still learning, growing, and the reason that we're going to do this roundtable later on is because I'm going to learn some stuff from you. I don't have all the answers. None of us do. What we do have is the opportunity to learn from each other and grow. If you hear something that you think might work, use it. If you hear something that didn't work, write it down. See if you can improve upon it, right? Almost forgot. Public speaking. How many of you struggled wanting to get up in front of somebody and talk? All the rest of you guys are comfortable getting up and speak, so if I call you up here to talk, you can talk right now, right?
No.
Everybody struggles with public speaking. Now, I'll be honest with you. I come from an advantage. My mother was an English teacher.
Oh, that's right.
My mother was an English teacher. So I kind of come to this kind of prepared and comfortable talking in front of people.
Postmaster.
But even today, I always get nervous before I speak, which is why I sweat a little bit, right? You always get a little bit of nervous, but that's nervous energy. The bottom line is when you have something to say, you come prepared. And I have one key thing, the most important thing whenever you're getting up to speak in front of people, take this with you, put it down. You don't even have to write it down, just keep it in your mind and keep it in your heart. Whenever you're talking to somebody, just talk from your heart. When you talk from your heart, there's no crap, there's no fluff, you just come from here. And anytime you're coming from here, you're gonna connect with people. That's what I'm doing with you right now, okay? I sincerely want each and every one of you to understand that we are Lions. I honor y'all, okay? It's a great journey. It's a tremendous opportunity, and you guys are already leaders. So lead to the best of your ability. Take the time, take that 15 minutes, once or twice a week. Go learn about something about Lions. That's what I did. All right, public speaking. I'm a little nervous. Like you see, I didn't expect it to be thrown to the wolves. You see the audience of wolves right there? We're not wolves. We're fellow lions, and everybody's pulling for you. Right? Okay. Planning your year. So, now you guys are kind of already through the year, but this is great information for you to pass on to your vice presidents, right? And your board of directors. What's your budget gonna look like for next year? Are you gonna help those of you that are gonna stay in the chair, plan your budget. If you're getting ready to step out of your president's job, make sure your vice president's had a conversation about planning your budget. If you don't know how to do that, get together with your treasurer, contact Lion Asia, contact somebody from the district, we will come. The Global Action Team is here to support you. If you have something and you don't have the understanding, or you want the training, all you gotta do is reach out and let us know. We will send somebody to support you and give you a tutorial on exactly what you need to do. That's what all these Lions are here for, right? In this district, we have almost 20 certified instructors and Faculty Development Institute certified trainers in this district. Okay, we have a lot of people qualified to train. And then we also have, and this is an area I want you guys to really be focused on. A lot of you guys in here have expertise in areas, whether it's finance, whether it's business, whether it's jewelry, whether it's running a business. So what if a Lion asks about, well, we want to do a fundraiser and we want to talk to somebody about what kind of prizes we could get. So let's say, for example, I know Grace is really big and does some really tremendous things doing fundraisers in her club, because I attended one and I bought a piece of jade for her with my wife. My wife wears that thing all the time, doesn't even come off her arm. If someone was to notice that, I would be in my brain, oh wait, I could get a hold of Grace and find out how is she able to make these connections, maybe she could help another Lions Club to do a great fundraiser. You know what that's called? That's called a subject matter expert. So you don't have to be certified. Maybe there's an area that you're an expert in that we could utilize. So we're trying to build, right, this team of certified trainers, licensed certified instructors, and subject matter experts, so that all Lions can receive whatever they need in a given moment, and so you all have a seat at the table, right? So never forget that. You may have the experience to be a trainer in an area that you have expertise in. So let us know where your expertise lies. We might be able to utilize you. This is about all of us having the opportunity to share information and help each other grow, right? Now, let's talk about service projects. Service projects are the lifeblood of what we do. That's what we're all here for, to serve, right? We serve in many, many different ways. Let's talk about some of the things that a lot of times Lions don't talk about. What about that individual service that you guys are doing? Where you run across somebody that's in need and you help them. You do know that service. How many people in here have reached out and helped somebody one-on-one and didn't even realize they were actually helping somebody? You see somebody on the street that needed something, you gave them some clothes out of your trunk of your car. You got a phone call, so-and-so needs this. Oh yeah, hang on, we can make some phone calls, we'll drop it off. That's service. That's Lionism.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you start to think about it, many of you are serving in ways that you don't even realize you're already serving. Make sure you document that. We don't document to say, ooh, I did this. What we are doing is, we are letting people know that we no longer want to be the best kept secret in the world, because that's what we've been. We don't share about all the great things we're doing. So when you have those opportunities, make sure that you're letting people know, because there might be an opportunity to follow up with that person, right? There might be a greater need that you guys might be able to fulfill. All right? Now, your service projects, were they successful? Were they small or large? All service projects don't have to be large. But if you do have a large service project and you don't have enough people, are you asking for help? I guarantee you in District 4C4, if you let somebody know you got a service project and you need all hands on deck, clients are gonna show up. That's what the thread is for. That's what your region zone chair is for. That's what the people that you know that have connections know. And so your job also as a president is to develop a resource. Develop phone numbers of people you can contact. Who do I call if I need help here? Who do I reach out to? We want to do this. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, say you had a service project. Didn't go so great. Didn't have that many people show up. Was that a failure? No, it was not. It may not have been everything you wanted it to be, but the fact that you showed up willing to serve, and maybe if you only served 5 people, so what was the impact you had on those 5 people? That's 5 people that wouldn't have had services if you didn't reach there, right? So you were still successful. You may not have been able to serve as many as you wanted, but if you're serving 1 person, that's success. Now, when you have something that is successful, of course you want to build on it. So make sure that you're writing down what that platform was. Who did you plan? How did you plan it? How did you market it? Who came? What communities did they serve? Is there a larger community you could serve? Right? What about disappointments? Again, everything we do, whether you have huge success or maybe a minor setback, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Now, let's be realistic in our projections. If you're going to be ambitious, be aware you'll have to need maximum effort. Right? So, for example, when you guys have your joint meetings at Cindy's office, and there's 60 or 70 Lions in the room, all supporting one club, that's a pretty big success. Why couldn't you replicate that when you're doing a service project? You guys create a mutual support network where all those different clubs agree to support each other. You make sure that you plan your information out and your activities out so that all those members can attend and support each other, right? So that's how we roll, right? Make sure you're assigning chairman for your service projects and fundraisers. Make sure you do it early. Plan ahead. Let's brainstorm. Make sure that you're opening up and being willing to hear new ideas, new thoughts from some of your other members, right? Because even if it's not something you can go with, that idea might be better served on a different project. Never make someone feel like their thoughts don't count. Honor their willingness to offer a suggestion. Let's make sure you're writing down those suggestions, you're keeping notations of that, and making sure that you empower people to speak their truth. If you shut them down and say, oh, we tried that before, which happens way too often in Lions, then you're gonna have Lions, why would they even speak and offer a suggestion? They're gonna get shut down. So we have to be willing to offer that praise, offer that thank you for that suggestion, and utilize all those activities, right? Don't forget to get board approval for your calendar and budget. Now, all clubs don't operate this way, but there is a system that you're supposed to utilize. Presidents are not the king of the club. Your board of directors is the governing arm that runs your club. Your job is to learn how to partner with them so that you can get the things done that you want to get done. And a good, effective leader knows how to partner with their board to let them know where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do so you can accomplish those goals together. All right, now let's talk a little bit about our officers. The treasurer keeps track of the club's financial records, right? He should be giving you an update at your meetings about what the different accounts hold. They also keep track of people that are paying their dues or not paying their dues. They're making sure that the 990s get reported twice a year. If you're under $25,000, there's some things that you need to know about. If you're not sure about what I'm telling you, as presidents, make sure that you check on the Lion Asia or you look up the treasurer's training. Okay, there are things that have to be done in order to keep us above board as a 501c4. And then if you have a 501c3 nonprofit, there are things that you absolutely have to do, and there's a protocol and we can help you work through that. All right. He also writes checks as authorized by the board. Right? You report to the board of directors and your club members at your meetings. You maintain separate charity and administrative accounts. It's absolutely essential. Why is that essential? Does anybody know? Any thoughts?
Taxation.
No, very simply. Things that are your administrative account is money that comes in from your dues and donations, specifically by other Lions, that you could put in your administrative account. Your charity account are things that come from the community. You cannot put money from your charity account and then put it in your administrative account. You cannot transfer money from the public into your admin account. However, you can transfer money from your admin account into your charity account. You can't go back and forth though. Any money that comes in from the public has to go into your charity account. Absolutely. Okay, are we clear on that? Any questions? Okay. Now, you have your report, you have your annual budget, and then you have your actual things that are going on during the course of the year, and your treasurer should be able to stay on top of that. We have extensive treasurer training. Anyone that, if you're not sure what's going on with your club or you need some coaching, please reach out. We have treasurers. We have a lot of very good treasurers in this district, including Past Governor Mario, who will be happy to come and support you to help you get your finances worked out if you're having any issues. Now, you have to submit your IRS forms to Secretary of State. And then, of course, treasurer's training that's happening right now as we speak. Okay? Now, vice presidents. I covered a lot of this, but I want to remember, make sure that you're assigning your vice president's areas of responsibility. Share with them what your duties are. Share with them, have them part of the team. You should be meeting as a president's team, a leadership team for your club. You should be meeting regularly to share information, put them in charge of different committees. If you have a major fundraiser, you have a committee, then assign one of your vice presidents to oversee to make sure they're collaborating. Because as president, you're going to be busy. You can't do it all yourself. Make sure that you're willing to delegate. Send it to the district council meetings you can't attend, or why don't you guys all go together? Again, everyone has an opportunity to learn. Please encourage your Lions to come be a part of this. Bring everybody. It's a fantastic week to meet a bunch of different Lions here, a bunch of different ideas, have some fellowship, some camaraderie, learn some things, partner and collaborate as we all move forward to support not only your individual club, but our district and multiple district and Lions from around the world. We have a lot of Lions clubs that are doing projects all over the world that you may or may not even know about. I know some of you are doing projects in other countries. There are Lions that will support those causes. Prepare your vice presidents to be leaders. Include them in your decisions, and again, please mentor them. One of the things that I did, and one of the things I would suggest you do if you're a current president, if you're getting ready to transition out, let your vice presidents run the meeting. Get them ready now. My last year as president, my second year as president, from January through June, I had them alternated. Each ran 3 meetings, so they're ready to go. Why was that important? Because our vice president got sick and couldn't take a position, but because I had both our vice presidents ready to go, our second vice president was ready to step in, and he stepped in and took over as president of the club. A very smooth transition. So it's an opportunity to really promote leadership, express and model confidence in your vice presidents, and have them ready to roll. Treat them like they're presidents now. Your board of directors. As presidents, you have to share your vision for the club. Where are you trying to go? What would you like them to do? How do you need their support? You have to convey that to them. We want to encourage them to take their responsibility seriously. Literally, they are the engine that makes the club run. They make the decisions. Let's call or follow up if they fail to attend board meetings. You need to have a quorum. If you don't have a majority of your board members present, you can't do business. So you have to put it off to the next month. You cannot do business unless you have to have a majority of your board present. So if you've got 17 members on your board, you have to have 9 members in that meeting in order to conduct business. Okay? You cannot conduct business officially. There is no official record if you don't have a quorum, which is greater than 50% of the members present. Okay? Send them their respective district training sessions. Have them come. Right? If you're not sure about that and you want an individual training for your board, for you and your team, ask. We'll send somebody. We're happy to meet with you. We can provide you a lighthearted, comprehensive training or get as detailed as you'd like it to be. But trust me, if you ask, this district is prepared to send anyone to provide any type of training or support that you need. Encourage them to attend MD4 Leadership Institutes. And we'll be talking a little bit more extensively on that in a minute. And we'll talk about some more of those opportunities. Let's train everyone, not just your officers. Let's train every member to let them know they're already leaders and encourage them to learn how we lead as Lions. Membership. Again, it has to be a priority. A club that doesn't add new members dies. And we're dying because we're aging out. I mean, I don't know about all you guys, but I'm a senior citizen.
Me too.
Okay?
Once
Yeah.
Most of us are.
I beg your pardon?
Most of us are seniors.
Right. And so if we don't create a welcoming opportunity to ask our kids and our grandkids to join Lions, I don't know about you guys, I got grandkids that are in their late 20s. I'm talking to them about joining Lions in Texas, where they're at. You guys need to be you need to be supporting your community. But if we don't create a welcoming, open-armed group that allows them to serve that they want to serve, because they're not going to want to serve the way we want to serve. Today's generation does not want to take 3 months to plan an event. They're going to plan the event online. They're going to say everybody meet. They're all going to show up. They're going to execute the plan. They're going to go about their business. That's the way the kids do it.
Yeah. Yes.
So are we creating a platform for them to be able to serve the way they want to serve, right? The membership chair is not responsible for growing members. Who's responsible for adding members?
Everybody.
All of us.
All of us.
All of us. What if each of you brought one member to your club
Double.
and you encouraged each member of your club to bring one member?
We double it.
We double it, yeah.
Are we going to have a leadership issue? Are we going to have a membership issue?
No.
Absolutely not. But if we don't ask, and we don't create this opportunity, and we're not excited and exuberant about what being part of this organization means, and we're not asking them how they'd like to serve, that's really the key, right? If we ask, how would you like to serve? And then we promise them we're going to let them do that, and then we follow through and allow them to serve the way they want to serve, they're going to tell their friends. We have to be willing to let them do it the way they want to do it. The other piece is, I see we have women leaders in this room. We have to increase that. Women have not always been provided the opportunity of leadership in Lions International. It's happening now. Men, we need to make sure we promote that. Okay? Women have been running the world forever anyway. You know? So let's make sure that we provide them also the opportunity to lead and serve. Let's plan a membership drive or invite a guest night. As president, you can do that. You get to set the tone. All right, guys, hey, 3 months out, let's market it. Every single person needs to bring 2 or 3 people. Ask them what their passion is. Let's create a presentation about the opportunities that are out there to help serve the community. Ask them what their passion is and promise them we'll let them do it and invite them to join us. We have to change the culture to be welcoming and then follow through on that welcoming atmosphere. We have the opportunity as leaders to create that culture, to set that bar. Here's where we're going. Here's where we're going. We're going there. This is how we're gonna get there. We want you to be a part of it. Many banks and large corporations require their employees to participate in community service. Right? You guys know people. We know people. We're not asking. Yes, I'm beating this horse a little bit because if we don't ask, we're not going to grow. It's incumbent on each and every one of us to ask people to join us. Right? And we can tell them, yes, we want you here, youngster, because I'm not gonna be here forever. We want to make sure that this sustains long term so that when we're long gone, Lions continue to thrive. The membership wheel. Here's all the different areas that you could focus on. If anybody wants to take a picture, God, ask people in your church. Maybe the church could use some support, right? Business associations, job, professional people, relatives, someone you do trade or business with, social clubs, friends. We're not talking about what we do. And if we talk about what we do and we see the joy in our face, because I guarantee you, you guys can see it. When I get to talking about Lions and all the things, all the benefits, the friendships, the relationships, the camaraderie that I've been able to experience over the last 13 years since joining Lions Clubs International, I can market this all day because I've been afforded a tremendous gift and blessing being part of this organization. I get to stand here with you guys and have this conversation. Doesn't happen if I don't join this organization in April 2012. I'm not standing here. So you have the opportunity to share that same opportunity. Your club banner and flyers present. Get flyers. Develop a little trifold with all your information about your club. Another thing you can do, set up a QR code so people can get the QR code. They can pull up your trifold online. They take a picture of it, it goes into their phone, they can pull it up and it's sitting there present. It won't get set off to the side. There are many different ways we can market ourselves. We have to be willing to move into the 21st century. There's all kinds of opportunities and ways to do that. Invite a potential member to a meeting, or even better yet, don't invite them to a meeting. Invite them to a service project. You really want to get people involved and have them see what you do? Don't invite them to meetings. Invite them to your service projects. Right? When you do a service project, have your banner set up. Have your table presentation set up. Have people that are excited about the opportunity. Be ready to ask those questions. Hey, we're Lions. We're here to serve. We've got 60 clubs all over San Francisco, San Mateo County, and covering Palo Alto. What's your passion? Maybe our club isn't the best fit for you, but we'll find a club for you. Or maybe you've got a group of people who might want to start their own club. Open the opportunities, have the conversation. Now, there is the new member orientation training guide. This district, again, will offer you individual orientation if you guys want it. Again, all you have to do is pick up the phone, let us know what you want, and we have people that will come to you, whatever it is. There is nothing that you can't ask us if you want something individual for your group or a group of you. It doesn't even have to be a club. It could be a group of Lions that want something specific they want to learn about. We will provide it for you. Just let us know and give us a time frame, and we'll have somebody ready to come present it. Now, the other most important thing is when you're talking to people about joining, you have to explain to them what that means. You have to explain the fact that there's a dues expectation. Yes, we pay to serve, but here's how those funds that they pay support not just your club, but this district, the Lions of California's district, and Lions Clubs International, which allows us to be able to provide these services and provide these trainings and have this fantastic online access to all this information and training modules and in-person training. None of that happens without everyone paying their dues. That's why it's important. And here's how that the Lions can in turn provide that customer service to you, the Lions of California and the world, when you pay your dues. Here's all the things that you have access to. When you're inducting new members, let's make it special. One of the things that we've talked about this year, in my role as a Lions Club International, California, co-coordinator this year is, when you're inducting new members, one of the things that we did, and we just did it last week, there was an induction I was at, and we donated $5, just $5 simple dollars, the minute she got inducted as a new Lion to Lions Clubs International Foundation, and explained to her that $5, while a small amount, is gonna save five lives, because that's 5 measles injections to prevent someone from dying, childhood measles. Make it special. Let them know how important this is. Make sure it's memorable, right? We have an opportunity to make that the most special day. I remember our charter night like it was yesterday. We had over 150 Lions show to our induction. 150 Lions from this district showed to our charter night in San Carlos. And I met all these great Lions. And I did my first service project the very next morning. And it was a veteran service project. The 101st Airborne Division had come out from North Carolina, and we did pancake breakfast for them in San Mateo. I remember it like it was yesterday. Get the new member involved on a committee. Again, if you know what their passion is, if you know how they want to serve, and you invite them to, and ensure that they get to support their service project, get them involved in their service project right away and make sure that it's successful. Do any and everything you have to do to ensure that every Lion gets to serve to their passion. Never let new members sit alone. When you walk into a room and you see a new Lion, make sure you go and introduce yourself and welcome them, like I did this morning to some of you guys that I haven't met before. Why is that important? I learned this from PDG Mario when I was a region chair. Every time we went on visitation, the first time Mario would see someone sitting by themselves, and he was the vice governor at that time, he would walk up and sit down with them until the rest of the members actually showed up, because we would always get there early. The reason he did that is because if you know Mario's story, he left this organization the very first meeting he went to, because nobody even acknowledged him when he went to his first meeting. He didn't come back for 7 years. And then he retried again. We lose people because we're not welcoming them. We lose people because we're not making them feel welcome. It only takes a moment to make someone feel special. We remember what it was like for us to come in. Let's make sure we're also making sure that other person has a wonderful experience when they come in the door. So, new member orientation training. There is a newer member orientation guide that's over there in the corner. You do have access to it. If you go into the Lions portal, you can access all of these trainings. There's also a president's pamphlet if you don't know about it. If you can't access it, let me know. We'll get it for you, but you can go on the Lions International site and you can download the president's book. Okay? Coming up next, Monday the 1st, there is a membership training on closing the back door. And what that means is this: for those Lions that maybe feel disenfranchised, they haven't felt welcome, they feel like, why would I want to stay around? Dr. June is going to be presenting a training on how we make sure we close the door. Sharing with you some of the ideas that's important to continue to engage our Lions that are quiet, so that they don't feel like they're not a part of and they walk away from the organization. We have to close that back door by making sure everyone feels welcome, everyone feels a part of, everyone feels valued, so that they'll stay. Happy Lions stay. Unhappy Lions leave. So if people are leaving, we have to take a look at what we're doing and what we're missing. All right, club communications, public relations, and social media presence. Well, we have our weekly thread. We have a newsletter bulletin which is kind of on hiatus right now. But you as a club could do your own newsletter to speak to your neighborhood and make sure your Lions know about it. There's no way you can post it on the Nextdoor app. You can post it in your libraries and in your community centers. Let people know what your club is all about and that you're available. Utilize a phone tree. If somebody hasn't been showing up to your meetings, make sure somebody's calling them to find out if they're okay. Hopefully that happens if they miss one meeting, because we call people right in during the meeting if they're not there, ask them if they're all right. Make sure that you have an email chain. And emails is tricky because everybody receives emails and they can be sometimes overwhelmed when we don't check. So make sure you're prioritizing those emails that are important to you, and as a leader, I would encourage you to check all your emails, because you're gonna be missing something. You guys are, as presidents, you should be getting email from Lions International as well. Facebook. Not just Facebook, all social media platforms. If we want to appeal to young people are not on Facebook. Facebook is for us old folks. So we have to be willing, we have to be open to Instagram and WhatsApp and all these other platforms. We have to utilize them all. And I encourage you, if that's not something you're proficient at and you have a young member in your club, put them in charge of your marketing and media and turn them loose. You want to really get a lion that's really excited? Find your young people and ask them to support you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tremendous way to get them engaged and involved, and then get out of their way and let them show you how it's done, because they know. All right. This is this year's cabinet. Many of you guys were at Lion Cindy's installation in August. You can also send text. There's one of the Facebook pages for San Bruno Lions. The district thread pops up every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. If you're not on that mailing list, make sure you get in touch with leadership. Your president can access anybody, your region zone chair, so make sure your names are on that thread. When you have a new member, make sure that they have access to the thread so they can find out all the information, the different activities that are happening in the district from all the different clubs and the district. And then you're also going to be receiving mail from your district and your the council. Here's the thread. This is what it looks like. The more updated version has Cindy's logo on it. I'll update that later. And then all of you should be receiving, if you haven't had a visit from the district governor yet, she will be visiting you. So please make sure you make arrangements with Lion Yvonne Cantola, who's the executive director, and she sets up Governor Cindy's visitations. It's a tremendous opportunity to hear a message from the international president and a message from the district governor about what her goals are and where they're trying to go. Now, let's talk about club meetings and agenda. Anybody want to take a photo? You absolutely can. As president, you run the meetings. We try to keep our meetings we try to do our meetings in an hour. It's important that you keep your meetings crisp. If you have something that needs to be discussed further, deeper, then if you have some time with that, you could address it and table it till the end of the meeting. Or just make sure that you're following some type of order and you have it there so everyone understands what's going on, and there is a protocol for that. Okay? Any questions about how to run an effective meeting? Club meeting and agenda considerations. Make sure you start on time. I try to give, we generally start 5 minutes. If we're supposed to start at 6:30, we give people 5-minute grace period and we start the meeting. If you have a tail twister can absolutely find people for showing up late, not having their badge on, all the little things. So again, we want to make this fun. It's not punitive. It's about engagement and really promoting that camaraderie and have some fun with it. Let's also finish on time. If you have to extend longer, you can ask the members that are okay with, hey, listen, this is something we need to talk about. Is everybody okay if we extend the meeting for a few minutes? Make sure you're inclusive and asking for a consensus from your members. If you have speakers, make sure they're respectful. Make sure you give them a timeline. Tell them that you have a hard stop at this month time, and then stop them. Okay? Your job is to run an effective meeting, and it's absolutely okay to say, you know what, I can give you 8 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is, and we're going to have a hard stop at this time. Turn on your stopwatch, give them 10 minutes. They should have their presentation, and it's absolutely okay for you to do that because that's in the interest of your members in the club. Okay? If there's any questions they need to have afterwards, we feel free to have a conversation afterwards. Some people have separate board meetings. I don't know what you guys do in individual clubs. We generally do our board meetings right before our regular meeting because we do it on Zoom because we've got members all over California and in 3 other states because we are as a veterans club, we've had people move away but are still members of our club, so we do a Zoom hybrid. And so that's what we do for us. Whether you're meeting at a restaurant, your home, your place of minutes, church hall, make sure that if you're in those places, we want to honor them. We want to leave the place the way we found it. We want to develop those partnerships, right? We want to be thankful. We want to find out if there's anything you can do to support them. There might be a good way you can pay them back by doing a fundraiser, okay, etc. Know your club's bylaws and Robert's Rules of Order. Now, in order to run an effective meeting, you absolutely have to follow Robert's Rules of Order at least loosely. So there is a protocol for that. If you have any questions or you need some coaching, again, if you guys want a class on how to effectively run a meeting, let us know. We'll come and we'll give you a run through about what that looks like, how to run an effective meeting, utilize Robert's Rules of Order. The reason that's important is because that secretary's report is your document that shows you're doing business. Because as a 501c3, as 501c4 and a 501c3, if you have a nonprofit, you have to be able to have a clear record about what was decided, was there a vote taken, what was the motion, who seconded it. That's all important. That is the way you do business. So if you're not running your meetings that way, you need some coaching, let us know and we will come support that. Just let us know. Now, if member raises an agendized topic or idea, then you have a motion and a second, then you open the floor to discussion. Once the discussion is closed, you take the vote. Okay, and you document it. Project planning. What's your goal? Appoint a chairperson or committee members. Secure a date and venue. Schedule planning meetings as needed. What is your budget, income and expenses estimation? And how much are you going to charge in order to make sure that you come out in the black and not in the red? Do you need a liquor license? If you guys are serving alcohol, and in many cases you may need a liquor license. All right, make sure if you don't know how that process works, contact one of your local lions. We will help you work through that process. Are you preparing food? Health department clearance. Do you have food handler's card? Anybody in this room have a California food handler's card? If you're serving food, you may want to have at least one person that has a food handler's card. Now, a lot of times they're not going to really mess with you, but it is a very, very good way to keep yourself covered because there are requirements. I'm certified as a food handler because I work at Stanford, but in my other job. But that is, it only costs like, I think it goes like $30 or something like that to get it done. One of you should get that food handler's card if you're going to be serving food. Okay, especially if you're cooking food. If you're just serving food that's already prepared, that's different, right? Something to consider, especially at a large event. Okay? Do you require insurance for the facility?
Yes.
If you require insurance or alcohol insurance, let us know. Again, we have people that can provide this information for you. Don't get overwhelmed. We will help you. You just ask the questions and we will make sure that we're there to support you. Now, who are your advertisers and sponsors? Are you guys doing a program? Do you have a sheet that has all those people involved? Okay? Am I running short, Mariah?
Yeah.
Okay. Post-event meeting, how can we make it better? All right, now, you guys want to take a photo of this. During COVID, we came up with a sheet of all the different service project opportunities. This is an older version, but there's a lot of basic ideas that you can utilize if you're wondering what kind of service project you might want to provide. So if you guys want to take a photo, that's absolutely fine. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
All right, so we talked a little about the foundation. There are opportunities available. The purpose is to meet any humanitarian needs, service projects, there are joint opportunities. Please contact Mike Cafaro or Lion Amy Fink if you have more questions. They are our district LCIF coordinators. Emergency grants are available. Service special projects, matching grants, and hopefully every club has an LCIF chair in your club. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Campaign 100. We actually did meet this goal. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because we've been doing a lot of conversations. So, we talked about Melvin Jones. If you make a $1,000 contribution to the Lions Clubs International Foundation, you will become a Melvin Jones Fellow. And you receive the smallest pin in Lions. I have it right here on my lapel. It's the smallest pin, but it carries the most significance. We have a lot of Melvin Jones Fellows in the room. We encourage you to support the organization because that's how we're able to support all these different activities throughout the world. Again, every club should have an LCIF chair. And that's Mike and Amy. If you don't know who they are, you can reach out to them. All right. California Lions Foundation is local. That has donations that are up to $5,000. And we also have access to that. Lion Mario is the past president of the California Lions Foundation, so if you have any questions about needing smaller type of grants, let us know. You can reach out to him. We'd be happy to walk through the process. Our current immediate past district governor, Lion Clayton Jolly, is serving on the board at this time for representing District 4C4. Lions Eye Foundation we talked about. Wish you guys get photos. Lion Mariah is on that board. Her grandfather is one of the founders of that organization. And Lions Project for Canine Companions, we talked about that already as well.
Did you talk about what's kicking off today, Mike? Or-
No, and you're not gonna tell me because I'm in the middle of trying to rush me.
Thought you'd like it. The new
Uh-huh.
PTSD dogs are available as of today.
So this is just a brief video. As many of you may know, we had the wildfires last year. I am overseeing the Relief and Recovery Grant Program down in Southern California for the wildfires. We received almost $1 million in donations from Lions around the world. And so we're moving forward. We're trying to support Altadena and also the Pacific Palisades areas as they start to rebuild. So this is a San Bruno fire. Why is this important and close to home? Because back in 2012, we had an explosion in San Bruno, maybe you may be aware of, and this was the aftermath.
Yeah.
And this is where we really kicked in our disaster preparedness program. And team, how much time I got?
You're out of time.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. All right, so our disaster response team is in place. This is the result of that fire, and we continue the club's excellence award. Take a photos of this. The parameters have changed. Okay, I won't go through all the details, but we'll be doing a presentation on this at the cabinet meeting in February. All right. Leadership. You guys are leaders. There's an expectation. Take a photo of this. If you want to participate in the Club Excellence Award, here's the criteria. Lion Mariah is available. Lion August over there is available. I'm available. Asia's available. Any of your district officers are available to help you navigate this. The requirements have changed, and they're fairly stringent, but they are attainable. All of you that attended today, that's your first step because you actually are participating in training, and presidents have to attend training for the club to get Club Excellence Award. So thank you for being here. All right, learning opportunities. The Ignite Regional Lions Leadership Institute, January 23 to 25, 2026. The district will help cover the cost for attending the 7 first-timers that show up. Please consider attending. I am on the faculty. Lion Jimmy Ness, our first vice governor, is on that faculty, and we'll be presenting the new Ignite program, which is coming from Lions USA and Lions International. The USA Canada Leadership Forum in Memphis, Tennessee is next September. That is a huge 4-day program, 3-day program that has Lions coming from all over the United States and Canada. All of you are eligible to attend. There's over 100 different presentations done there, and you'll get a chance also to meet a lot of the international family there as well. We have district classes that are ongoing. Let us know what you need. The Lions Learning Center on the website. This is really important. Any training, there are all kinds of learning paths on that training that you have access to. And it is free for you. All you have to do is register, and you are able to take all these courses, anything you want to learn. If you want to learn about what treasurers do, it's on there. There's a president's path on there you can take. There is leadership, there is membership, there is service, there is everything. They're all there available for you to learn on that, and it's free of charge for you as Lions. All right, there's a resource center photo if you want to take a picture of it, how to access it. All right, so if you have questions, your region zone chairs, past presidents and past district governors, district governor. Ask your cabinet secretary if you need help supporting. You can also ask Lion Mariah. Lion Mariah is the expert on how to utilize the portal. And then, of course, your global action team, which I happen to be a member in Lion Mario, and also which is overseen by our governor, Lion City. All right, leadership, membership, service and extension, work as a single team. We are all here to provide that support. All right. Not all work. We're gonna have some fun. We talked about it. These are photos from our district convention. You wanna come have some fun? Come to Reading. We let it all hang out. Okay, and also for you presidents, some of you may be getting phone calls. If you're interested in moving up in leadership or not, please consider becoming a zone chair or region chair, or supporting the district at the district level. You guys all have the capabilities, and we look forward to seeing you at that next level. Thank you guys, have a great year, appreciate your attendance. Any questions? Thank you guys.